Welcome into Gateway Motorsports Park for tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split on the grid. Here on GridVision, I'm Austin Edstrom standing alongside Sheldon Atkins. We got Taylor Burris behind the production cameras tonight. In for a good one. Interesting racetrack, a little bit different than anything we go to all year long. It wears out the tires pretty heavy and both corners are pretty different, so we could see some passing out on the racetrack tonight. Could be pretty interesting. Sheldon, what do you think we got on store for us tonight?
Well, I don't expect a whole lot of passing. I'll be completely honest on that. Basically, the way this track works itself out is it's a combination of Martinsville and Darlington, but the worst parts of each, in my opinion. But it's a blast to run here. I love this place. You know, flat track, long straightaways, operates very similar to just your typical paperclip oval. Lots of shifting as well.
I don't know if I can trust anything you say now because you say you say it's the worst parts of two racetracks, and then yeah, it's a blast.
Oh, you know, I like the challenge. One of the most important things starting out with the keys to the race is shifting. It's really easy to miss a shift here, and you miss a shift here, you get a nice long straightaway to think about it. So try to hit your marks on that as well as hitting your marks. It's really easy to blow the entry to turn one, especially. It's long, sweeping flat corner, and you carry a little too much speed in there, you're going to slide up about 3 lanes, and there's not many lanes to work with here. And then outside of all that, the most important thing is going to be track position. This place is hard to pass. You're going to see a lot of people using the chrome horn. So you just want to build yourself up to be near the front, near the end, more so than others.
And you were talking about hitting your marks, especially down to turn one. Well, there's not, there's kind of a bottom lane, but you really don't want to use it. So you got to be careful of that bottom lane. It can sucker you in, feel like it could be your friend, but really if you get all 4 tires down there especially, you're going to be a little slow coming out of that corner. We're going to move into our broadcast picks. First, myself, I'm picking Conklin. I think Sean Conklin's going to find himself in victory lane at the end of the night. And has been having a little bit of a slow start to the season, but I think he's going to pick it up here at the end.
I'm making a last-minute adjustment with mine. Well, you know what? No. You know what? We're going to roll with it. Joseph squared. Dude's good. He's up front most weeks.
Second guessing himself here.
I'm trying to jinx 2 for the price of 1.
Oh, Taylor Burris going with Nicholas Roman. Now I'm interested. Who are you trying to jinx?
I wasn't really trying to jinx, but I remember how good Pierce was the other night and was about to throw him up, but I already committed to Joseph, so we'll go with Joseph squared.
Oh, wow.
Because he's also good.
Trying to jinx him. What's the purpose of that?
Everybody's great. Look, everybody's great. The whole field, I picked them all.
Well, why are you hating on half the field? Seems like you want half of them to wreck out, finish last.
I just want their iRating, okay?
Oh, you're not racing. You're not taking it from them. Selfish up in the booth tonight. We're going to run through our starting lineup real quick here. Run through the starting grid. On the grid, Sean Conklin up on the pole. Beats out Michael Conti by 1/10 of a second. Third place is going to be Garrett Maines with Jacob Schneider in 4th. Cody Terlindi lines up in the 5th place spot with Tommy Gossett on his outside in 6th place. 7th is going to be Trent Dinkel with Miller Bonds in 8th. 9th, Joseph Squared. 10th, Matt DiCiani.
11th place, we have Shane P. Davis. To his outside is going to be PB Henry. 13th place, we have Brandon Bianchi. Following him on the outside is Joshua Watson. In 15th, we're going to have our boy Roger Pierce, followed by Jeremy Sumter on his outside. 17th place, we have Patrick Gitter. I said it right this time. Everybody clap. On his outside, it's going to be Matt O'Cox. 19th place, we're going to have Sean Rogers. And rounding out your top 20 is going to be Julian Valdez.
21st, Joshua Gathright. 22nd, Nicholas Roman. First of the guys that did not lay down a qualifying lap here. Clayton Hoffman in 23rd and James Houghton in 24th. It'll be interesting to see how the last 3 pick their way through the field. Tough racetrack to pass at once it kind of gets on going. I feel like on the restarts though, you can make some diving moves down into these corners.
Yeah, you can dive it, but you gotta be careful though. I mean, yeah, obviously 8 tires are better than 4, but early in this race, you don't really want to make too many people mad because it's pretty hard to get away from people here too.
That's a good point. It's pretty easy to dive into the next corner and enact your revenge, I'd say, especially down to the turn 1. I just feel like that braking zone is so heavy. You got to get the car wood down. Honestly, probably one of the heavier braking zones we go to now in the Cup Series, right? Especially on an oval. I mean, I feel like we don't use the brakes too much anywhere nowadays. But turn one here at Gateway, you definitely have to get on them pretty hard.
If I remember correctly, watching the Busch Series races here back in the day, they used to kind of refer to this place as a roval before, you know, they went and did that terrible thing to Charlotte.
It does have the curving on the inside. You don't see that from too many ovals. So it kind of gives that road course vibe.
It does. And you've also... turn one is really weird because you got that... It's kind of got a double apex to it, which reminds me a lot of Darlington, but it's not as full send as Darlington.
Yeah.
Not by a long shot.
Darlington basically has a straightaway in the middle of turns 1 and 2. You're just never straight. It's like a little short shoot. Here at Gateway, no such thing.
No, not at all.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely all one corner at Darlington too, but here at Gateway, a little bit more so. And like I said, you got to be very careful of the bottom side of the racetrack of 1 and 2. Can really slow you down. Can get the car all out of whack coming out of turn 2. Could spin you around. Got to be careful of that all night long. 100 laps in store for you tonight. And then we got the P Open race right afterwards. Tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split is a go.
Oh.
It is a big stack up on the green. They're wrecking on the front straightaway. I believe Tommy Gossett around. Multiple other drivers still wrecking.
My lord.
Well, that's a start.
Was it? No, he's hitting the...
Oh my word.
I don't think he had the wheel point in the right direction there.
Even the guys that started in last place involved in this one. Unfortunately, we won't have a replay of that. I'll go through and tell you who's all involved. Having a little issue with the replay software. Matt Cox was heavily damaged. I think Sean Rogers is okay. Cody Terlindy, Shane Davis, Joseph Squared. I mean, Houghton.
From what I'm watching here on the replay, it looked like Maine's kind of got a quicker jump on the restart than the pole sitter, and went to check up to avoid running into him. I think he just misjudged it, and then everybody stacked up behind.
He had a huge issue on the gear shift, and it caused the whole stack up. I don't know if he was lifting for Sean or what, but whenever he upshifted, it didn't go right, and it turned him hard right, almost into Schneider.
Yeah, second place got sideways there too.
Oh man.
I guess everybody was starting in first and should have been in second.
And I don't know if that's actually what caused the actual thing. Maines gets sideways. I'm watching. Terlindy checks up because of that. Yeah, and then Dinkle checks up and netcodes Tommy Gossett. So, yeah, that does all stack up from Maines at the front. Tough to restart on. Proven on the first go around here.
Yeah, they were restarting in first. I'm looking at the onboard from Conti.
We saw Conti get loose too.
Yep. They all did.
Well, that's not how you want to start this one. A lot of guys damaged. And a lot of guys having to take the wave because the caution flag flew before they took the start-finish line. So a lot of guys are in front of our leaders. They should all get the wave around.
Tell you what,
hopefully that doesn't throw this thing for a huge loop.
The in-sim chat is very fun with this right now.
Yeah, this is a weird scenario. You don't see this too often. Oh man, Gossett is destroyed. And he has to take the wave, so he can't even pit to fix it.
Oh, we have an onboard camera for the pace car now. That's cool.
Has that not been a thing?
It wasn't with the old one.
Oh, this is news to me.
Yeah.
I never thought to go behind the eyes of the pace car driver.
It's kind of weird just seeing Jeff's eyes not move. Or arms. I think that's his name, isn't it?
We'll go with that. But this is going to be a weird restart. 19 cars are just going to be single file off the back of this train. 20. I mean, it's a weird one. Everybody getting the wave. Might be pretty spread out. They might get the green flag before all the field catches up.
Honestly, that's probably the best thing that can happen to these guys right now, though, based on what we saw in that initial launch. There's a lot of people are going to come down here in turn 1 and miss their brake marker. I can guarantee it.
Oh, it's going to happen. They're still entering turn 3. The leaders coming out of turn number 4. Pace cars off. Sean Conklin coming back to the green flag. They're still catching up from 15th on back. But we're under green anyway. Conklin to the lead. Conti firmly in second. Schneider didn't get a good jump. And Garrett Maines is going to take third as, well, it's a pretty spread out field. A couple of 2x2s coming down to 1. I'd say that just made it look like we're about 7 or 10 laps into the run rather than right on a restart because of that really janked up wave around with 20 cars taking it. So a little bit more field spread than we're used to on a normal restart, and everybody probably pretty content with just taking care of their tires, not putting themselves in too big of danger here in the early going. Only lap 6 already have a yellow, but as I say that, the leaders are side by side. Conti trying to get past Conklin down the back straightaway. Tight side drafting in the opening down the back straightaway. Conti had his nose in there. Conklin trying to take it on entry. Conti able to fight back on the inside, just about leaning on each other out of 4.
Oh, Conti is so good rolling center there. I don't think there's much that Conklin's going to be able to do to keep him at bay here going down to turn 1. Dead even going into turn 1 here. Conti with a huge move on the bottom, but they're going to hold even right now until they get to center, and Conti's just going to roll right out of there. Oh, in contact.
They almost wrecked. I'm telling you, Conklin was holding them tight out of the corner. Conti was coming up. They almost came to blows. Maines to the inside of Conklin. Conklin just trying to pick up the pieces at this point. I mean, he just gets a little used up out of the groove coming out of 2, loses the lead, costs him second place now. I imagine Garrett Maines is just going to outbreak him down into turn 1. Conklin trying to come back, but Maines floats it down into the corner a little bit deeper. He's going to wash up, take that second place spot. Frustrating if you're Conklin.
Oh, absolutely. To go from the pole to go to third, and just as many laps, just about. It's not a fun feeling.
To be fair, I'd probably rather be riding third than riding second for restart purposes.
Yep.
I think second place is probably a little bit better, or probably a little bit worse than third. So maybe you'd fall back into third, save your tires a little bit more, wait for that restart. Maybe we get another caution in 5 laps or so, and you don't want to pit just yet. Who knows?
I will say though, if that center, if that roll speed that Connie has in center holds up all the way throughout the run, these guys are going to be in a world of trouble.
He is fine, man. He's got a lot of pace. Just cutting down so late in turn 4 too. He's using as much of the racetrack as he can in the middle, not letting it drift up too high. Drifting up a little bit, cutting off the exit very nicely. Nice and square getting into turn 1 too. Michael Conti is up in the race lead. Looking back at the guy that you actually pronounced correctly tonight, or we were for a moment, Patrick Gitter. Now we're on Jacob Schneider up in 4th.
Tell you what, you can't miss Jacob's car.
Yeah, that one sticks out. It'll hit you, especially in the sunlight, man. It just bounces right off. If you were actually in the stands that yellow, you feel it. You feel the heat radiating off it every time it came around.
Give you a damn headache when he rolls by you. Like those Menards cars, man, those things are blinding in person.
Luckily, they've taken some of the yellow out. A move further back, Clayton Hoffman. He's a lap down, but he overtakes Trent Dinkle on the inside of turn 3. Clayton just trying to get through, I believe, on that accident. He might have pitted and taken tires or fixed damage. So he did not take the wave. A lap down, running in what would be the 6th position. It's not quite real. Actually, back in the 23rd place spot.
Oh, no, the car looks pretty clean. You said you saw him in that wreck earlier?
Well, he had to stop for it. I don't know if he got a big chunk. I don't remember for sure. There were so many cars involved. But, I mean, he's running good right now, and like you said, his car looks clean. I just don't know why else he would be a lap down.
I mean, it is possible he could have gotten a drive-through because the pace car glitching sometimes give people penalties.
Oh, and he came to a complete stop, I think, before the start-finish line. So you might be right.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Wow, that's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, they'll fix it soon.
James Houghton got it even worse. He's 3 laps down.
Who's got a huge battle here for 15th and 16th position right now.
Roman's got a lot of damage too. I mean, his front end is destroyed.
That's heartbreaking for him too, because you knew he was going to be a factor at the end of this thing.
Are you sure you weren't trying to pick Nicholas Roman?
No, man.
Jinx him?
No, I think Taylor jinxed Roman, didn't he?
Oh, you might be right. That was immediate too. Didn't even get to start lap 1. The Taylor Burris effect.
We like Roman, dude. He's got a sick paint.
That is a nice new paint that he's rocking.
Yep.
A little bit
brought it back for throwback week.
Yeah, a little bit different than what we've become accustomed to. I like it.
From what I heard, that was the paint scheme that he ran in the Heat Pro League, if I remember correctly.
He ran in the NASCAR Heat Pro League?
I do believe that's what I heard.
Why?
Well, I mean, hey, it pays money. Or at least it did. Thanks, Motorsports Games, for ruining that. Y'all are the Fox of gaming.
A little squirrely further back in the pack. Tommy Gossett without a front bumper. And a couple other guys. Oh, getting into it heavy.
Oh, hard in the wall.
I think somebody tried to take Cody Terlindi out. I don't know what the heck just happened there.
Somebody just went head on into the wall and 1-2. It wasn't Tommy. His nose was killed already.
Are our replays completely broken?
This is a bad night to not have replays, Hoss.
Oh, we can't go at all? Like it's all night? Shoot. It's tough.
Well, if we need
we're going to have to work with it. Yeah, Gathright kind of... It was weird. Terlindi came up the racetrack. Gathright got into the back of him, and it turned Gathright sideways, and Gathright went back into the next corner and took a swipe at Terlindi. Didn't really connect.
I think it's safe to say that Hot Pocket's served cold. Conti walking off to an impressive 1.5 second lead already. Look at her. I like that paint scheme, man. That red and black, number 21.
Yeah, Gitter looks good. I like Conti's patriotic colors up at the front. I think that looks really nice. But like you said, he's pulled out to a good lead. Is he burning up too early, or is he just that hooked up this week?
I don't know, man. Look, you got Michael Conti and you got Garrett Maines up here. And if there's two people that know how to run hard and save tires at the same time, it's these two. There's a reason we talk about them every week.
We'll have to wait and see. Still a long time to go in this run if we stay green. Mostly single filed out. Nobody really fighting too hard through the pack as we're talking right now. Maybe one guy peeking out down the front straightaway, but not really anything to report. Michael Conti still out to a 1.5 second lead over Garrett Maines. It's close between a couple guys further back, but just nobody really close enough to make a move.
I mean, this being a short track, we got a lot of braking, a lot of off-throttle time. This is the place where your aliens will typically find a way to run away from you.
Yeah, it's like they can just find a little bit more. Like they just know one thing or two things that, the general public doesn't, and they can analyze it and put it to use. I mean, Conti and Maines just absolutely flying up at the front of the field. Conti is on another planet.
And I really feel like Vroman would be in that mix too if it wasn't for all the damage he got early.
That's kind of the penalty that you get for starting at the back of the pack, though. You kind of put yourself in that situation.
Yep. Looks like Cox is still running his patriotic scheme from last week. Look, that's the most American thing I've seen.
Tommy Gossett's running a Whelen modified throwback.
I love it. Interesting color scheme.
Yeah, I like what he did with the bumper.
Yeah. I didn't know you could make a transparent layer for the whole front bumper.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's pretty sick.
Gossett without the front bumper, looking at the inside, trying to take over a spot from Jeremy Sumter. I think Sumter was involved with that accident too. Not as much notable damage on Sumter's car, but looks like he's struggling just as heavy.
I'm just surprised we haven't have anybody crab walking after that incident.
Yeah, down the front straightaway, everybody slow speed on the restart, just turning hard left, 90 degree left-handers, 90 degree right-handers across the starting grid, hitting toe links, and nobody got like really bad damage. I'm kind of surprised. I think James Houghton might have, because he's 4 laps down. He might have stayed in pit road for a little while and fixed some damage, but other than that, I think everybody else escaped it pretty okay.
Now here's a question for you. Did you say Gaithright was swinging at somebody earlier?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's finding himself back around where he was before that whole deal happened.
Oh, Bikey just found the fence right next to Gathright. That's not who Gathright was trying to find, but Bikey found the fence.
Who's he looking for?
Right here. This is he's looking for Cody Cherlindi.
I can tell you he ain't that far behind.
No, he's not.
I see that. I see that Advent Toyota peeking around back there. Oh, kind of leaning in towards Gossett here.
Oh, Gossett and Bikey, they're going at it. They might be 3 wide coming down.
Oh, he went for Gossett. That was a swing, all right.
Well, here it comes. Cherlindi on the outside. What does Gathright do? This is the guy he's looking for. He's pissed off at Cody here, going by him. Coming down into 3.
I don't know. I think Gathrigh's pissed at all these guys here.
He's driving it in there.
Oh, he's sending it.
He's really pissed at Cherlindi. He's
going to park it.
He's going to hold him up.
Oh, I'm having PTSD to Chastain and Hamlin.
Oh, he is holding him up big time. That was a huge dive into turn 3. Going defensive. Oh, what is he doing now? What's he got cooked up? What's he got? Hot Pockets are in the freaking microwave.
Oh, that is so terrible if you're Cherlindi.
Oh, boy. Surprised the voice chat isn't going crazy right now.
Yep. Oh, Cherlindi going to give him a little bumper. Oh, he's going to turn him. Slide him up the track.
Gathrights in the fence.
Oh, why do you lock it down? He could have survived. Well, we'll see him again in another 15 laps.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Now the voice chat's going off.
Oh, boy. The bickering in chat has started.
No, apparently Gathright got another meatball off that deal.
Well, I mean, are you surprised? He gotta destroyed the fence.
Meanwhile, Conti has walked off to almost a 3-second lead.
Thank you to Cody Cherlindi and Joshua Gathright for that mid-race entertainment.
We're going to need y'all to do it again in another 10 laps.
Yeah, basically, I would appreciate it.
Now, is that a Team Hype car back there? The private label one?
Team Hype? What?
Team Hype.
He's got some left front damage, doesn't he?
Oh, he's on Conti. No, that private label used to sponsor a team I was on for a while. Oh, that is the team I was on back in the day. It's good to see them still chugging at it.
Dinkel getting passed here by DeCiani. Team Conti teammates battling for the 6th place spot. Miller Bond's a little ways in front of them.
Yeah, it was Tommy Milner and Ty Stover from EA. Good group of guys over there.
Like you said, though, Michael is kind of gone at the front of the field.
Oh,
holy cow!
When I saw that roll speed that he had in 1 and 2, when he was making that move on Conklin early, you can kind of tell when it's going to be lights out for the rest of these guys.
only 29 laps into this thing, so almost a third of the way through. We're going to use this little bit of a break in the action as an opportunity to take our first commercial break of the racing action. Be sure to stick with us. We got a lot more on the other side.
How you doing, Eddie?
I've been better.
Oh, boy's taking the Coca-Cola 600 extra hard, huh?
Yep. That was a lame finish.
Oh, yeah. Pace car won.
Welcome back to We Were Live and We Didn't Know It with Austin Edstrom and Sheldon Atkins.
Nah, man. We weren't live. That was a satellite feed you guys saw there. No, I've lost audio.
We're having all types of fun up here in the booth.
Darby leaves 1 week and we break everything.
Oh, no.
Fired.
Are you saying Darby's the glue or Taylor is the, kind of just trying to peel us apart?
I think he's trying to peel us apart.
I can't believe this. I hope you don't.
It'd be terrible. Don't do that.
Yeah, Cox is almost in the top 10. Is he gonna? Oh, Gathright is coming out of pit road again. Are we gonna have round 3?
I got a good feeling we are.
Terlindi is coming out of 4. Gathright is coming out of pit road out of 2.
At this point, I really don't think Gathright has anything to lose. Because, there's replays now. No, not on our end, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be saving this race replay after the fact.
Oh, boy.
I mean, as Nuno Maya says, enjoy your vacation in Cancun.
I think Gathright is running full speed. Terlindi's driving into 3. Gathright all the way on the bottom of 1 and 2. On newer tires, I think Gathright is actually pushing, so I don't think that we're going to be seeing round 3 anytime soon. Still a long way to go in this thing, though. So I wouldn't completely shove it out of our minds just yet. It could very well happen.
Stranger things have happened. Man, it's crazy how fast this place singles out.
Well, we did have a strange restart where most of the field was already single file.
True. My observation skills are about a 3 right now.
Closest battle we have on racetrack right now is 12th on back here, Vroman, 18-9, Tommy Gossett right behind him, Mikey, Sean Rogers, all in a line, all fighting for the 12th place spot. Vroman with a little bit of damage, fighting through with the busted front end. Tommy Gossett, a lot more damage, right behind him in 13th, fighting not having a front bumper, and is somehow up to 13th. So good job, Tommy.
Yeah, I want to give Tommy some credit here. Dude got wadded up on the first second of the first lap. Knocked the whole front end. He's been running around here in an SK modified this entire race, and he's worked his way up to 13th. Credit where it's due.
It's not like this is just like a short run and the tires are keeping him there. We're 37 laps into this thing. We're on the long run, and he has kept the tires under it. Somehow the aero is not bad enough to completely destroy him, and he's making good lap times. I mean, obviously nothing that's like gonna put him up towards the top 5, but I mean, he's running up in 13th place with that thing.
I mean, hey, look, if you're out here missing a front clip and you're running, you know, about 2 or 3 car lengths behind Roman the entire run, is it really that bad of a day?
I mean, that's a good point. Roman had some damage too, but not quite missing a front bumper type of damage.
I will say if Roman ever gets that front end fixed up, it'd be entertaining to watch him claw his way through this field.
Yeah, if Roman can get his fixed. I don't know if Tommy can. They have to get a whole new front bumper out. I don't know if you can do that.
I mean, they might be able to dig it out of the grandstands on the front straightaway.
Maybe. Probably just got lodged under that staircase, that dumb staircase on pit road.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, just grab it from there. Why is that there?
I don't know.
It's
really bad idea.
It's always bothered me.
It's like the invisible wall we had at New Hampshire for like 10 years. Remember that one going into 3?
Dude, oh yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah. I found that leading. Went turn 3, pop! The hell did I hit?
Imagination. Shane Davis on new tires coming through. 20th place, lap down, but making hay on the new tires. Might have been a little bit early of a pit stop. Still 10 laps to go until halfway. And if a caution comes out, it does hurt him pretty bad, but maybe he jumps a few spots after the green flag pit stop cycles out. And then a yellow flag comes out, then maybe he picks up a couple positions on the racetrack, gets a good restart spot, puts on the new tires, and could have a decent chance at a top 5. Just got to wait and see. Didn't realize James Houghton got so much damage on lap 1. He is struggling. 4 laps down, heavy left front damage, but I didn't think it was all that bad on lap 1, but he has just not been quick. I'm gonna get a look back on lap 1 just to see. I take it back. He took a pretty heavy left front hit and then bounced into the wall. So I'll take that back a little bit. That was pretty heavy, but yeah, he was going 50 miles an hour and collided with a car that was stopped right in the left front tire. So that's gonna do some damage.
Right now, Cox is absolutely hounding Pierce for the 10th position, on the front straightaway.
Cox in 11th with a little bit of right front damage. Hasn't been able to fix it yet. Looking to the outside of Roger Pierce. Coming out of turn number 2. Not able to do it.
I think Pierce threw the parachute out there on corner exit to kind of squirrel Cox up a little bit to get a little bit of breathing room.
It's a tough corner exit. You can slow down the guy chasing you pretty heavy. Running a little wide there. Putting him off. Cox looked like he was trying to get a run. Pierce shut it off. Doesn't look like he's going to get a chance down to 1 either. Cox just kind of trying to rebuild momentum.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit to get it back over here.
Yeah, you got to get ready for round 2. It takes a little bit to get that momentum ready and everything going on full blast.
Oh, Cox is always ready for round 2.
Oh, well, you say that, and he gets a little squirrely. Coming out of turn 2, a little bit nervous. Shrinking down, the gap extending. Down the back straightaway.
Look at Roman working his way up into this battle,
coming back off of turn 4, a little bit of a run on Pierce.
You got these two kind of fighting for it, and you got Roman and
Cox
right
goes in
him.
deep. Has to get on the brakes heavy in the middle of the corner. PB Henry to the inside on new tires. Trying to fight his way back through the field.
Oh no, I think Pierce just threw another parachute out coming out of 2.
Oh, I don't know. Cox got him way too deep into turn 1. Oh, Henry almost in the back bumper of Pierce. The new tires coming through 3 and 4 is just, it's not working out for anybody.
I don't know. It looks like Pierce is really tight right now, too.
Making it difficult for him to get through the center of the corner. A little bit of a blink from PB Henry. It's never a good sight whenever a guy on new tires flying through is blinking in your face.
Yeah, Pierce is just having the hardest time getting off of 2.
And now he's got a lap car to his inside. How's he going to get into turn 3? Does he just let him go try to cycle through? Not really. I thought Cox would try to cycle
here
to the
comes
inside,
Roman.
But he doesn't do it.
Roman almost had one hell of a dive on the inside of Cox there. And Gossett's going to move him out of the way coming down the front straight away.
Gossett with no front end challenging Nicholas Roman down the front, down to turn 1. All these guys really just hoping for a caution still. All of them just want to get their damage fixed so they have a fighting chance. But Tommy Gossett comes through on Nicholas Roman. The modified is doing work.
I'd be careful using that chrome horn, though, if I was him.
Yeah, just one touch, and it's the whole thing is destroyed.
Ain't much chrome to horn with that thing.
Cox still cannot get by Roger Pierce. Pierce a little bit better out of turn number 4. Tommy Gossett is coming, though.
Yep, Cox all over the rear end of Pierce. Pierce, Cox gets loose. And here comes Gossett around the outside. Gossett's going to steal the deal up.
You can tell that Cox has just been pushing really, really hard, trying to get by Pierce. And I think it's caught up to him, man. The rear tires have started slipping. That wasn't just a one-time deal. That's a one-time deal out of Tommy Gossett there. He did the same thing, but Cox has been sliding out of 2, lap after lap after lap after lap. Finally, it bit him, cost him a spot. Now he just has to regroup and go again.
Yeah, right now Cox is just overdriving on pretty much every section of the corner he possibly can. And it's you can tell it's starting to bite him.
Joshua Watson a little bit further up just did the same, and now he's coming to pit road. Working lap 49, just about at the halfway point. We got 2 guys coming down.
Yep, we got Patrick Gitter on pit road too.
Patrick Gitter, Joshua Watson, both coming down pit road. Sean Conklin also down, already at the start-finish line down pit road.
Right now you've got Tommy Gossett just breathing heavy down the back of Pierce. Gives him a little tap going into turn 1. Tommy getting a little dicey
Tommy,
with
you
that
don't
front
have a
bumper.
front end. You cannot use the front bumper. It is not there.
You're killing our immersion.
Oh.
Gossett diving down for pit road here.
So is Cox. Man, you can fly down even on the apron. Just feels like these things can take just about anything. Cox coming down. Gossett speeding up before the line, then a quickly on the brakes.
Remember, is
Kind of a strange
Homestead's
pit entry.
Is Homestead's pit road still like this?
No
way. I can't remember ever having to do that here.
I don't think so.
No, it was like that on NR back in the day.
No, it's not in real life anymore. I don't know about
Oh, Gossett overshot
on
his
the
box.
sim. No, I wanted to see the modified do well. It's going to cost him a couple spots. They were in a tight battle.
No, I think
Michael Conti down pit road. That's your race leader.
No, I forgot Conti was here.
Because he was so far out in front.
Haven't seen him in forever.
Well, I thought it was going to cost Gossett a spot. Doesn't actually happen. Cox still right behind him, coming out of pit road, down on the apron.
Yeah, Gossett caught it
with
really quick with that overshoot.
Ooh, Gossett throwing a quick block on Bikey coming down to turn 3. Cox getting held up behind him. It's a slower car, older tires. Cox fights through, but it does cost him a little bit of ground to Gossett. And Gossett got a front end back.
Hey, he got his front bumper back.
They taped it back on. While he slid through the box, they have taped a front bumper back on that thing. What a job, team.
Look at that. Now we can see that beautiful purple metallic he's got going there.
Yeah, we couldn't quite tell the whole paint scheme going before that.
Yeah, now we need to see the whole car.
Yeah, look at it. It looks nice. A little dinged up on the front end.
I like the hollow flake he's got in it. It's pretty cool. Nice touch.
I can't really cheer for him too much anymore because he's not a modified.
Yeah, he's normal. Move on.
Yep. Normal damage, whatever.
Joseph Squared running pretty good with Hey, Joseph Squared's about to lose his front bumper.
Are you
It's wiggling? No, it's wiggling.
No.
It's wiggling.
Oh,
all the way around
what
the
in
track.
the world has happened?
I think that was from the beginning. Well, obviously.
What?
Look at him running P12. Big loose in front of Patrick Gitter. Gitter's gonna go by on those new tires.
I didn't realize how bad Joseph's damage was from the lead or from the beginning. Tough break, and it's frustrating as hell to just get out here and run 100 laps like that. Schneider finally coming down. Roman getting around his teammate. But here's Schneider coming down pit road, down the weird pit entry, on the front straightaway. It's down pretty nice, not really that aggressive from Jacob Schneider. Conti coming down the back straightaway, looking to take that race lead back this time by Schneider is down pit road.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing about Schneider that I've noticed the past couple weeks covering this thing. He doesn't really do anything too crazy. Doesn't really make too much noise when he's out here. He just kind of runs his own race, real cautious, methodical, and it always tends to pay out well for him.
Yeah, he typically ends anywhere from 3rd to 5th any given week. I mean,
yeah.
I never really see him anywhere outside of that. I mean, he's always running in about those positions and then finishes there most times unless he gets wrecked out.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Kind of like really heavy on the Truex energy.
That's a fair point. Coming out side by side with Conklin, but on way newer tires. So I imagine Schneider will blow by him at some point. 6 lap pressure rubber on Schneider. That's going to end up being for, I believe, 4th place, 3rd place. So yeah, Schneider doing a hell of a job tonight. Looks like he's going to finish above Conklin.
Conti has found his way back to the lead here as it cycled out.
This is impressive from Schneider because Conklin's a guy that's won a ton of these races before, won a lot of the NISs. I know Schneider has too, but Conklin is a little bit more known for being one of the guys at Ryco, and Schneider's kind of proven, especially this season, that he's right up there. I think he's learned a lot.
Oh,
he's figured a lot out over the last handful of seasons here on iRacing for sure. Passing Conklin here, 6 lap pressure tires. He's just going to pull away.
He's got an absolute wealth of talent, that's for sure. And it seems like he's getting everything he needs over there, because every week he's in the hunt. Also, look at how much the gap has closed between Maines and Conti here.
Yeah,
Maines,
it's only 1 lap difference in the tires.
I think Maines turned it on, man.
He was only out there 1 lap less. So he had 1 lap pressure tires. Once he was out of old stuff. And somehow that gap has come down, 2 seconds? 3 seconds? What?
Yeah, it's insane. I wonder if Conti got held up by a lap or had issues on pit road.
Maybe he just played defense coming down pit road and didn't take any chances. I don't know, but that is a tremendous difference in gap. I mean, it was way larger. The Xfinity Series will be coming at you live after this race is finished. It's going to be coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Sheldon, what do you think about that later tonight? The short track over in Nashville. Looking to go there in real life again. So we got a battle on the track. What do you think about the B Open race later tonight?
It's a wonderful track. Hopefully everybody can keep their heads sewn on the right way and we can get a good, clean, short track race. But it can very well turn into a battle of attrition there. It's a hard track. And if you're not patient, it'll bite you quick.
We've seen heads come off already at Gateway. What makes you think they're going to stay on at Nashville?
I don't think they are, but I said I hope.
Fair point. I'll give you that.
Also, Conti and Maines, there was only... I'm looking at the lap times right now from when they pit. There's only about a second difference between the two.
I don't know where all that lap time came then. I really have no idea, but Garrett Maines has closed the deal, or closed the gap. They're running about identical lap times. Conti last time ran a 34.636. Garrett Maines, 34.663. So Maines just a little bit slower.
Maines was a scotch quicker on the tail end of the run.
Well, if it gets to that point, Maines has a shot. This run will be just a little bit shorter than the last one, though. So Maines will have to kick it into high gear just a little bit earlier.
Yep, and right now you got Conti digging heavy into the lap traffic here. I don't think that his teammate Trent Dinkle is going to hold him up too much here.
Yeah, I would highly doubt that. Conti's going to look to the inside. I imagine Dinkle's just going to let him go here down into turn 1. Making it pretty easy for Conti, letting him drive his normal line. No dirty air to worry of. Michael Conti puts him a lap down and sets his sights ahead. The problem for him is the next group of lap cars. If Garrett Maines can keep it close, keep the tires on that thing, the next group is, what, 4 cars deep? 5 cars deep. He's going to be catching a pretty big pack. So, what?
Yeah, this is a racy pack, too. These guys have been all over each other all race. I mean, this is where we got, Trelendi hiding out.
And that's only 4 seconds up the road.
I wonder what's going on with that little rivalry we had earlier. Oh, Gaithride's pitting right now.
I'll pay attention. I'll see when he comes out of pit road. Maybe he'll go and hunt him down again.
I'm wondering. Be terrible if that was a caution.
Terlindi's coming out of 4 right now in that pack of 5 that is directly ahead of our race leader. 4 seconds in front, approximately. Maybe about 3.5, actually. And, well, Gaithright is stuck in pit road, getting his left side tires done. Gonna see if he comes out. He's not left his pit box yet, so he could be waiting. Terlindi's coming into turn 3. I think Gaithright's just getting his damage fixed. For now. Still a long time left in this thing. We'll see. We'll keep tabs on him. If anything happens, we'll be sure to catch it live. Michael Conti, though, still leading the way, starting to stretch that gap out. You said Maines is a little bit quicker on the end of the run, but right now we're in that early stage. Conti's pulling away.
Yeah, and also a little bit of pace that Conti had fall off. A little bit of fall off that he had there could have been from how hard he had to charge to get by, 3 cars in a lap at the beginning of this thing?
That's a fair point. And again, he's going to have to do that soon. He's got lap traffic in front of him. They've spread out a little bit. But it's still, well, I say that. The first car's a little ways back. But after that, it starts bunching up. So this could be Garrett Maines' opportunity to reel in some of that gap. All depends on how well Michael Conti gets through this lap traffic. Conti just ran the fastest lap of the race the last time by. Absolutely flying in the early going. Hoping for his sake that he's not running off the tires too early. Trying to dispose of these lap cars. He's gotten through PB Henry. Jeremy Sumter is next on the chopping block, about 2 seconds forward. And then Terlindi, Bikey, Pierce, all in line. I believe one more is in front of them as well. So it's going to get a little difficult for Conti going forward. Garrett Maines does have two cars in between himself and Conti already. One pulling off to the bottom, though. PB Henry letting him through.
Oh, big loose there.
Yeah, Sean Rogers on the outside of Roger Pierce. Both those guys battling for what? The 12th place spot. Pierce on the inside, trying to hang in there, trying to keep the spot. All this is happening just a couple seconds in front of our race leader, by the way. Pierce on the inside, Sean Rogers still on the outside.
Yep, there's Conti in the picture. Just about 2 seconds behind these guys right now. As we see Pierce keep it down there on the bottom, get the power down. Looks like he's going to have that thing cleared coming up out too. Yes, he does. Now Bikey's running side by side.
Oh, Terlindi takes him 3 down the back straightaway. How deep do they drive it in? Brandon Bikey takes the groove, and Bikey moves up and takes it away from Sean Rogers. Rogers is bleeding, man. Oh, and now he makes contact with Terlindi. Come off the corner. Tough couple laps for Sean Rogers.
It's been a tough race for Terlindi, too. Don't seem like nobody likes him out here today.
Oh, Houghton way out of the groove. Still damaged, just kind of staying out of the way.
Yeah, Houghton.
Conti is running down on this group, though, and they are racing.
Houghton got the worst of that incident at the start.
No kidding. I mean, he's been crippled.
Yeah, no, he took a really hard shot head on into the wall after the wreck. Because I think the toe was knocked out from the earlier contact, and it's just been a rough night for him all the way around.
Battle for 4th, Sean Conklin, Miller Bonds fighting in the top 5. Miller Bonds is going to take that spot. What a run from Miller. A little bit fresher tires than Conklin. Using them to his advantage, or using them to his advantage. Coming through and taking it. Great job there from Mr. Bonds.
Do you think Conklin's going to be happy to see us leave this place in the mirror?
He'll be elated.
It just does not seem like it's been clicking with him tonight, unfortunately. Nice little battle here between Team Conti teammates.
Yeah, Patrick Gator, Matt DeCiani fighting. DeCiani's just taking the spot away. That's 6th place. Over his teammate. Imagine he'll start pulling away.
Oh, yeah. If
That's
Gator
right.
keeps hitting
Has
the
come
wall
back
like
out on
that.
the racetrack.
Gator knocked down the fence coming out of turn 4, halfway down the straightaway.
So Terlindi is coming down to 1. Gathright is coming out of 2. So good. There could be something here. Could be something brewing. But our race leader is also about to catch the back of this pack. He's all over the back bumper of Jeremy Sumter. That's the 16th place runner. So can Conti find his way through the lap traffic? Sumter gets out of the way. Sean Rogers is going to be the next one on the chopping block. Conti through on Sumter, just getting out of the way there. Good job from Jeremy Sumter. Next up, Sean Rogers, though. Still 4 more guys that he's got to get through relatively quickly. Can't give Garrett Maines too much time back.
These guys are really holding up Conti right now. Doesn't look like he's affecting the gap too much between mains, but
Ooh.
you know that dirty air's got to be hurting right now on a track this flat.
Yeah, you can see it there. Conti drove it in deep on Sean Rogers. Sean didn't get out of the way. Stayed on his line. Conti, though, was able to get the drive off. Did cost him a little bit of time. Probably hurting the tires a little bit, too, but he's to the inside of Rogers. And he's going to get by. Next on the chopping block is Cody Terlindi, who's still looking forward at Bikey and Pierce, who might get into a battle before Conti even gets there.
Hey, well, they're stinking up the show, ain't they?
Hey, he's out there, man. He's running a dominant race, doing a great job up at the front. Garrett Maines, 3 seconds back, just hasn't been able to get up to his back bumper. And he cut the gap a little ways through the pit cycle, but just has not quite been there. Conti has just been that quick, working through the lap traffic now. He's got Terlindi in front of him.
Right now, you can tell that Gossett just can't seem at any point in this run to be able to get away from Cox. It's all over his rear bumper going down into 3 and 4 here. And here's that pack right in front of the leader, or that the leader is in.
Oh, Cox
Yep,
just
here
gets to the
comes
outside of
Cox.
Gossett here.
Cox out.
Not going to be able to do it. Could not get that move around the outside to work. Gossett able to get to the gas just a little bit quicker than Cox. Matt just trying to have to back it, or just going to have to back it down. Try to regroup. Get back at Tommy once again, but the move just was not
Just
quite there
got
through
into
3
him
and
a
4.
little bit there off of 2, it looked like. If he didn't, he was real close to it.
I don't think he's close enough to do it again. Going to look to the outside once again. Maybe cut it back, but I think he's a little bit too high on the racetrack to make it stick.
Oh, I don't know.
I say that.
He's doing it.
But man, he's got the outside groove working. Look at Cox on the outside, pins it off the wall. That's going to cost him his speed. Not going to be able to get the move
threw
done.
a huge block there, too.
Just about, man. It was close.
Now, these are 2 fellas, and with all due respect to them both, that
Oh no.
they would wreck for this position.
Cox is racing them hard, man. It's tight.
Oh,
the
yeah.
leader's in frame way back there in the middle of the lap cars.
Oh boy,
And Cox
Tommy's a
getting around
little.
him this time. He's going even higher.
Yeah. About to be running the Larson line here.
Holy cow. Can he get the
Oh, with
comeback?
a crossover.
Oh, he's to the inside. He's got the side draft. Look at that move from Cox. To the inside now, down to turn number 1. Oh,
He's going to
on
him.
the apex.
That's not going to go over
Gossett
well.
came down a little bit. Cox is going to get the spot.
Because what I was going to say is,
Wait
oh
till
boy,
turn
Tommy's a bit of a hothead. I don't see this paying off too well.
Yeah, we got to wait here. Make sure he doesn't destroy him. Down to 3. Cox gives him a wide berth. Gossett doesn't get to the bumper. Cox keeps the spot. Well, we have a little bit of a break, and the leader's found himself a nice little spot. We're going to use this opportunity to take our final commercial break of the racing action here for the A Open. Be sure to stay with us. We got the last 10 laps at least coming at you live on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the finish of tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night A-Open Top Split from Gateway Motorsports Park, just outside of St. Louis, here in Illinois. A little weird being called Gateway and it being Illinois, not Missouri, but hey, it is what it is. Matthew Cox around the outside of Roman. These two made contact about a lap ago. Coming out of turn number 2 this time, Cox gets to the outside clean. He's going to try to dive down into turn number 1 and take the preferred groove coming out. Cox a little bit deep, down into the corner, way out to the outside. Can he keep the momentum? Coming off the corner, Roman gets back to his door, and they're going to drag race down the back.
I think Roman's going to edge him out here coming into turn 3. I think that I thought wrong. We're looking at Gossett right now. Yeah, Roman's going to get him here.
Oh, Cox back to the inside. He does the switchback once again. Matt Cox back to the inside of Nicholas Roman. Oh, he loves the switchback, doesn't he?
It's been working for him. Running these weird high lines and everything. It seems like the best way to get that car going for him right now.
Oh, and then tight through 1 and 2, but Matthew Cox is going to push his way through up into the 8th place spot. Great move there from Cox. That was about 10 laps in the making.
These guys are having the race of their life. And if you look back here behind Gossett, about a second and a half back, you got your leader. Now, is that going to be a factor for Conti? Very well could be.
I feel like we're getting too late in the race to where it doesn't matter too much. He's got a 4.5 second lead. He could probably just park it where he's at and he'll be fine.
Yeah, mind you, how did he get such a big lead again?
He's got a little bit fresher tires. A lap. But he was also just really, really fast.
He's got his place figured out.
Sometimes you just go to a racetrack that clicks in your mind. I can tell you Gateway is not one of mine. But hey, if it's one of his, more power to him.
This is a really weird New Hampshire.
You can say that again.
Very weird New Hampshire.
I'm not very fond of this place. Can't say I like it too much.
It's not the worst thing we've ran.
You love New Hampshire, though, and you just say this is a weird New Hampshire, so I feel like...
Yeah, but it's not the worst thing that we've... It's not the worst thing we've ever ran, though. Come on, they sent us to the Coliseum.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. We do have a battle on the racetrack, though. Jeremy Sumter, a lap down, trying to take the spot away from Cody Terlindi. Terlindi fending him off. That's for 14th. Coming out of turn number 4. Sumter a little squirrely, not able to get the power down.
Yeah, we've only got 10 cars in the lead lap right now. That's insane.
Conti's just done a really good job lapping through him. Garrett Maines has lapped up to what? He's lapped up to a good number of them, too. Up to Sumter. So he's lapped up to 15th. So, yeah, I mean, Conti's just doing a good job, man. I mean, he's absolutely flying. He very well could put 2 more of them a lap down by the end of this thing.
I mean, honestly, the way that Cox has been burning those tires off, too, he could very well put down 3 of them.
Could be. And I gotta say, Gossett and Roman are pretty heavy damage.
Oh, big slide there off of 2.
Sumter.
Good save. Oh, he got... Man, if he'd have snapped loose coming back up there and hit that wall...
Word. That was close.
That would have been terrible. Because that wall shoots you out.
If he overcorrects into that wall, that could have been massive right in front of our second place driver of Garrett Maines. That could have been absolutely huge. That would have woke me up. I can tell you that right now. That would have woke me up a little bit.
Would have been a brown pants moment for sure.
I was just waiting for it. I was just waiting for him to ping pong off that wall and destroy Maines.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys in the field racing with damage from that lap one crash. So a lot of these guys not really able to show their full stuff tonight. Pointing out, you know, Tommy Gossett, Nicholas Roman, I mean, heck, James Houghton, he didn't even get a chance to stay on the lead lap. Sumter, Terlindi, I think Trent Dinkle might have been, or yeah, Trent Dinkle I think was involved. Shane Davis, a lot of these guys, man, in the early going got hurt.
And I will say, for all the damage that they had tonight, I think your two highest overachievers. We're looking at them right now. Tommy Gossett and Vroman. They're both pretty torn up. They've run a pretty good race, worked themselves just outside of the top 10, or into the top 10, actually. They did the best of what they got for now.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do especially whenever you're Tommy and your front end is torn off on lap 1, and you get it fixed because you somehow fixed 2 seconds of damage in pit lane under green. So they were dealt a bad hand, and like I said, there's a lot of other guys throughout the field were caught up in that immediately.
Gossett still beat all to hell. I think that they stuck the front clip back on it and sent him out.
They did it in record time. They did it in record time.
They did a great job. But I think he probably took about a minute and a half worth of repairs while we were under yellow, too.
Well, no, he had to take the wave.
Oh, he had to take the wave. Never mind.
Yeah, everybody had to take the wave, so nobody could fix damage. These guys are racing on hurt race cars.
God, what these fellas do to end up in this circle of hell. 3 to go. Main's going to lap Gossett here, going into turn 3.
Conti.
Force a habit.
Yeah, coming to 2 laps to go. Doesn't take away from what Michael Conti has done. He has got 6 seconds on Garrett Maines. Has just or 5.5 seconds, I should say, but he's just run a tremendous race the entire time through. I mean, you can't really pinpoint anything he's done wrong. Used his advantage that he got on the first stint from being out front to late pit, let Garrett Maines pit first and pit a lap after, and still have the lead coming out of pit road. That ended up being the difference. What he did at the very, very beginning of this race, going off at the start, and just really maintaining that lead. Really pushed him over the edge, and Maines just hasn't really had a counter.
And there's not much you can do, too. Sometimes you just show up to the track and they got you beat for a little bit. That roll speed that Conti has had all night, guarantee you those Ryco boys are going to take that car, see what they saw in this race. They're going to bring something back a little bit better tomorrow morning. I can guarantee you that.
It's crazy, man. It's Conti, Ryco, Conti. I mean, it is Conti up top, and then 4 Ryco cars, 2nd through 5th, until you see your next Conti car. But it's Michael Conti on the top step of the podium, coming out of turn number 4. He's the one that's gonna do it. Led just about flag to flag. Michael Conti. Oh man, Tommy Gossett just about spins it behind, but Conti's gonna come over the line and win the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split A Open from Gateway. Like I said, led it just about flag to flag. Holy cow, somebody's dying in the background, but Conti is the race winner here tonight.
Oh, well, we got cars wrecking all over here.
Yeah, they're
not happy.
I hope they know that those 4Xs count.
Yeah, because half the field's still. There we got Gaitherite coming across the line. Let's see if him and Terlendi find each other again. If I was
Gaitherite has come to a stop. So
Terlendi, I would be parking this bad boy and getting out of it. Little congratulatory bump here from Schneider. And Conti's going to burn it down for us.
It's tough whenever you got these tight front straightaways. Not too much room to do anything spectacular, but if you can keep it between the walls and not destroy it, it can look pretty nice. But as Conti does his burnout here, we're going to go to our last commercial break of the A Open. Whenever we come back, we're going to try to get some interviews with our top 3. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split action, the A Open action from Gateway. We're going to run through our final race results real quick, I do believe. Our winner, Michael Conti. Second place, Garrett Maines. Third, Jacob Schneider. Fourth, Miller Bonds. Fifth, Sean Conklin. Sixth was Matt DiCiani. Seventh, Patrick Gitter. Eighth, Matt Cox. Ninth, Nicholas Roman. And 10th was Tommy Gossett.
In 11th place, we have Roger Pierce, followed in 12th by Joshua Watson. Directly behind him is Brandon Biaki and Cody Terlindi. 15th place, we have Jeremy Sumter. 16th, we have Sean Rogers, followed by Trent Dinkle, Shane P. Davis, James Howerton, and PB Henry, right out your top 20.
21st was Joshua Gathright. 22nd, Joseph Square. 23rd, Julian Valadez. 24th place, Clayton Hoffman. Next up, we are going to jump into our post-race interviews. We're going to interview our top 3 finishers. Up first with Jacob Schneider, who finished in the 3rd place position. Jacob, you had a good race all night, ran in the top 5, it seemed, from the drop of the green flag. Never really dipped out of it. Just maintained your pace all night and wound out with a top 3 finish. Talk about your night and I guess the last meaningful pass you made of the night coming out of, I believe it was turn 2, or shortly after the pit stop, whenever you took over 3rd from Conklin.
Yeah, I guess the main thing this race was starting in the first 2 rows, so that I wasn't part of that initial big pileup. But yeah, after that, it was just kind of smooth sailing. I think Sean's the only car I passed the whole race for position, and he was a good teammate tonight. We always get on him for being a bad teammate, so I'll give him a shout out for being a good one tonight. And yeah, just kind of a long, boring-ish race. Everyone was so spread out.
Yeah, there wasn't too much action on the racetrack aside from that that lap 1 mayhem. Talk through it from your driver's seat. I know you didn't get caught up in it, but you know, what were you thinking in the moment? It happened right in front of you, really, with Maines checking up first on the inside. What was running through your mind? Did you think your race was going to be over before it started?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely caught me off guard, the shift from first to second, and I guess it was literally the same for everybody. It looked like the entire field spun tires and followed up. But yeah, I knew I was good as far as keeping it straight. The people around me, I was a little concerned about getting turned.
Well, Jacob, even after that, you ran a good race, able to finish up in the top 3. So big congratulations to you. Who do you have to thank at the end of this one?
I've got to thank everyone at Ryco. Ken was on vacation this week, so Roman built this set, which is probably why we lost. But just kidding. Conti was on rails. He deserved that one. But Roman isn't very good at building setups anyway. Big shout out to Miller too. You know, he's getting better every week. He put in a lot of practice, and it shows. A solid top 5 out of him.
Hell yeah, good night from Ryco all around, and a good job from you bringing home in 3rd place tonight, putting through a good word. for the boss, bringing home a good finish for him. So congratulations tonight, Jacob, bringing home a top 3, and look forward to seeing what you can do next time around.
Thank you, guys. See you Friday.
Alrighty, that was Jacob Schneider. Thank you for coming up, and looking forward to seeing what you can do Friday, Jacob. We'll be sure to keep an eye out. Next up, we're going to bring up Garrett Maines, who finished in the second place spot. Sheldon, you're going to be talking with him.
Garrett, man, seems like I'm getting you more and more these days. What did you need tonight, man?
I can't exactly put my finger on it. I think if we just had a little bit more rotation at the center, we would have been just a little bit faster, but I don't know. I don't really know, unless I was out front, if I could have done anything in that situation. I think we were set up for the long run, maybe a little too focused on that. I think it's something that we'll be able to work out, but I don't know. Just didn't have anything from Michael. I felt like, there was a stage of that race where I was just like, you know what, I'm going to settle into second and see if I can, come back to him, and I started to. But then I committed to that undercut strategy and I didn't make a change on the pit stop. Probably should have. I don't know. Didn't quite have it. I'll take second. I mean, I think we clinched the A Open Championship for, it's like the 6th season. So, shout out to Ryco for having consistent cars every week. Like, we've been 9 times out of 10 a winning car on these weeks. But I think tonight we missed it by a little bit. I think we'll make some improvements, come back for NIS. But it was a little bit of a bummer, but honestly, after absolutely robbing Michael on Wednesday night in the Coke 600, he deserved to get one. So I'm glad, that went green flag and didn't have anything mix that up at the end.
Yeah, and it wasn't like you guys were bad or anything. Like, Ryco just about locked out the top 10.
That's what I'm saying. Just didn't have anything for Michael. I mean, he was on rails. And I don't know, like I said, unless I was in front, if I would have been able to hold him off. Because in the dirty air, I really did not have the rotation. Out front, like in testing, the car was mint. Like, I'd be curious to know if I was in front, how I would have looked. But every run I started by having to push direct dirty air and just didn't have it. So, I don't know. I think if we free it up just a little bit, I think we'll be where we need to be. But
And Garrett, am I correct that it's 7 straight titles?
It's 7 straight if you count NIS.
That's a lot of wins. Dude. That's a lot of wins back to back.
Amazing.
That's a huge shout out to Ryco, because I mean, NIS was the only thing I could really compete for prior. I think for NIS, I won the last 4, but A Open, it was like I did not have the support to go out there and compete on Monday nights. I mean, the SOFs are huge. There's always, a bunch of Coke drivers in those races, and there's been so many times this season where I've just opted to run the A Open car for the Coke stack on Monday night and just been lights out fast. So that goes to show. I mean, that's where the points gap came from. Being able to get those points when it really matters, when they're really on the table. With, I mean, what's publicly available is freaking crazy. So, I mean, just huge thank you to those guys.
Well, congratulations to you, man, for getting it done. Takes more than just setup to get there, and you did great. Anybody you want to shout out? Any thanks?
Yeah, I appreciate it, and got to give a huge shout out and thank you to MCU Body, Linux, the guys at Ryco again, Left Court Brothers, and FGR XL for all their support.
All right, Garrett. Well, hey, you have yourself a great night, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was our race winner, Garrett Maines. Next up, it's our second place finisher, Garrett Maines. It's just a slip of the tongue there. You're so used to saying it week in, week out. This week, Michael Conti up on the top step of the podium. Michael, great race from you all night today. Basically led flag to flag, especially with that lap 1 mix-up on the front straightaway. Just kind of walk us through your night. It seemed like it was pretty smooth sailing up front.
Yeah, it was pretty excited there getting started. We had that initial start, and everybody went in first gear there like we typically would. And I don't know if it was the hot track or something else, but I mean, we all just absolutely stepped on it. Some stepped on it worse than others, and yeah, that crash took out some good cars. So that thinned the field a bit. But yeah, after that, I mean, we had that restart, and immediately I knew that we were in a good spot. I mean, the car was just absolutely phenomenal tonight. For me, this was a bit of redemption, I guess you could say. When Coke went here last year, I felt like I had the best car, was doing really well, had great pace, and just qualified a little bit too far back, and lost that race by 0.003, and then lost the 600 earlier this week by 0.001. So I'm like, come on, where's my break? So luckily, reran the 600 Friday, won that, so that was super cool, and wanted to come out here tonight and really just prove what Team Conti Sim Performance was capable of, and just redeem myself from just missing out last year. And I would say mission accomplished on both fronts. Car's super solid. Really proud of what our guys are going to have to work with this week, and look forward to running some more races myself.
That is some ridiculously bad luck. I hate that you've had to go through that. That is terrible. But luckily for you tonight, like you said, you brought it home with a checkered flag. That's tough. That's some heartbreaking losses. But happy to see you with a checkered flag tonight, Michael. And you had mentioned you coming through the field and some of those other races. Here you had the clean air most of the time. If you had to come through the field, do you think it would have been just as overpowered as it seemed? Because you were just so quick from the drop of the green flag.
I think the car would have still been just as good, but obviously with dirty air and having to make passes on lines that aren't exactly easy to run, I think I definitely would have stressed the tires a bit more. And as you could see, and I know Garrett could definitely see it at the end of the first run, I didn't exactly manage the rears too well, even out front when I was setting my own pace. So coming through the field, I think it would have been challenging, but I still think I could have gotten there. But by the time I got there, the question would be, would I have enough tires to complete the pass in Garrett? And that's up for debate. But typically I don't qualify in these things and I start in the back. I like to feel the thing out in dirty air and make sure that we're good on all fronts. But I knew how hard it would be to pass at Gateway, and like I said, I had a little bit extra motivation tonight. So it's like, let me not make it any harder on myself than I have to. And qualified second. Sean put down a really good lap, but was able to get around him pretty quickly, get clean air, set the pace, and after that pit stop, it was just really lights out. So proud of that, proud of the work we put in, looking forward to the rest of the week. And just super cool to be on this broadcast with you guys. So thanks for putting it on, and hope to see you all soon.
Well, thank you for coming up and talking to us, Michael, and congratulations once again on bringing home the trophy here tonight from Gateway.
Thanks, Austin.
All right, that was Michael Conti, your race winner here tonight. Honestly, was class of the field. Really quick all night. Like you said, little missing on the long run there that they might need to work on, but was relatively quick the entire time. He came away with the trophy here tonight. But that is going to do it for the A Open portion of our event. We still got one more race coming at you from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Be sure to stay with us. We're going to get the stream switched over, and we're going to bring you some more action from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Welcome back to some more Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split action on the grid. This time, we're from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, a little short track over here in Nashville, Tennessee. Actually Nashville, not like the Nashville Super Speedway. This track actually just south of the great city of Nashville, basically in the city limit. I mean, this place is absolutely fantastic, and we're gonna get a B Open race here tonight. We're gonna put on a hell of a show. I can tell you that right now. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Adkins, and we got Taylor Burris behind the production booth tonight, filling in for Austin Derbyshire. Well, Sheldon, I know that you don't live close enough to this place to maybe have any attachment to it, but I do. I love this place. I'm ready to see this thing tonight. What do you think we're gonna get?
Well, first off, I do have attachment, though. I mean, this is one of the oldest short tracks in the country. So many legendary moments have happened at this place throughout the years. Cup Series ran here through to the 80s from its formation. So, pretty big track. I hope we end up coming back here with the big cars in real life. But, first off, at the keys of the race today, the most important of all, coming out of these corners, you got a lot of bumps. It's really easy for that back end to step out on you and get loose. So the most important thing is you got to be easy on the throttle. You really don't want to be hitting that gas until you pretty much get the wheel completely straight. So you're not going to see a whole bunch of aggressive charges coming off. If you do, you're going to see somebody pinging that inside wall, which is still concrete and will knock the motor out. Let's see. Second of all, you got to use that chrome horn. It's hard to get positions here. Guy can get up on the top line, hold you at bay. Going to the bottom isn't much of an option because of all the bumps. So you're going to want to kind of move people out of the way. And also brace to be moved yourself. And then above all else, survive. This is going to be an attrition race. Like I said, you're going to have cars getting loose coming out of the corners. You're going to have cars sliding up, running over each other. Most important thing to do, keep an eye out the window. Make sure you don't get in the next caution.
Those keys to the race tell me that there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings tonight. What do you think?
Oh, of course there are. It's a short track on iRacing with more than, 2 laps in it. Everybody's gonna be beating each other up after this.
We're gonna move into our broadcast picks. I'm up first, picking Quentin Warman. I think it's a pretty easy pick. Slam dunk. Quentin Warman's gonna be up there challenging for the win all night long, and I think he's gonna get it.
Well, speaking of people that are easy, I gotta go with Dakota Ehrman. He always manages to find his way into a good finish in these B Open races. Even if he doesn't have the car, he still finds a way to take his way up to the front. So got my eyes on him.
And Taylor Burris picking Matt Kocher, hoping Kocher brings it home with the checkered flag. Sheldon putting the word out that Dakota Ehrman is easy. Just letting everybody know that.
Oh, dude, he had 8 guys staying over at his house for the Indy 500.
Oh, man. Dakota's active. Should get him together with Matt Cox.
Oh, absolutely.
Looking at a little rundown of the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here today in the Nashville, Tennessee area. 86-degree track temp. So not too hot tonight. Pretty cloudy skies. Not a lot of sun getting through, so not too much heat.
And this is a weird, fickle little track too, right? So both corners are designed for you to not be able to get out of them any way possible.
That sucks.
You got a big old hill coming out of turn 4 that likes to lift the nose of the car off the track and spin you around, and you got a big old bump coming out of turn 2 that likes to shoot you into the wall or spin you out.
Well, you heard it here first. It's going to be almost impossible to get through this racetrack today, especially for all 130 laps. We're going to run through the starting lineup that's going to try to make it happen. Daryl Hahn on the pole with an 18.324. Quentin Warman about half a tenth behind in the second place position, going to be starting on his outside. Third place is going to be Chris Horton. Brennan Marr will be starting on his outside in fourth. Fifth place, that's going to be Chase O'Brien on the inside. Justin Smith's going to be lining up on his outside in sixth. Starting on the inside of row number 4 is going to be Seth Christensen. Clinton will be lining up on his outside in eighth. Cruz Cadell starting in the place position with AJ Bader on his outside, rounding out the top 10.
11th place, we have Matt Coker. 12th place, we have John Williams, followed by 13th, Mitchell Lancaster and Caden Bullard. 15th place, we got Dylan Murcott, followed by Cody Kinsey. 17th, we have Scott Wise. 18th, taking the champions provisional, even though he's not a champion, Dakota Ehrman. 19th, we got Jared Mogard. And then rounding our top 20 is Jonathan Tuckness.
And then we still got a couple more stragglers at the back of the pack. 21st, Joe Dutch, Michael Whitaker starting in 22nd, and Joe Torres all by him lonesome on the back end of the field. Row number 12 starting in 23rd, rounding out the entire field here tonight. For the top split, B open. Quentin Warman starting on the outside. That was my race pick. Sheldon, where's your guy starting? Way back in the back. He didn't put down a quali lap. What's he thinking at this place?
I don't know. He don't think much. Good guy. Doesn't think a lot.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
But either way, this is a pretty strong field we got here tonight, though. A lot of these guys, kind of the regulars you'll see through here all week long. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of respect shown. But it is a short track, so probably not.
A lot of these guys up in the top 5, top 10 are going to be challenging for wins all week long, like you mentioned. A lot of the heavy hitters have shown up tonight for the B Open. 3.9K SOF. A lot of these guys have won a ton of races. Not too many have won the top split on Monday night, though. A little bit tougher to do that. A little bit harder competition, typically.
Happy to see Joe Dutch is out here with the John Deere machine tonight.
One notable omission tonight, James Holzer. Typically, he's here every single week. Not going to see him in the field tonight. So not going to see what he's got in store for us this week, what he's got from the Nashville Fairground Speedway. But nonetheless, even without James, we'll have a good show here in the Music City.
A lot of guys treat these
on
places.
the front row, as the pace car has pulled off of turn number 4 to the green flag. We are green and racing from the Nashville Fairground Speedway. Quentin Warman got going way too well on the outside. I'd be a little nervous of a black flag if I was 84.
I don't know. I think it might be all right because we don't have the Geico restart zone here. That's one thing that's unique with this not being a...
Oh,
we got one loose. Oh, head on.
Oh, massive accident. It's going to be 5, 6, 7 drivers all involved. Everybody else coming to a stop on the front straightaway. Second race tonight that we've had a huge incident to start it off.
And I don't... Hang on, let me get my words back. I don't think that's going to be the last that we see tonight either.
Do we have our replays fixed? Is that a thing? We're going to try to get a replay. Figuring out if it's possible tonight.
Oh, half the field seems... Oh, here we go. We got the replay. And it looks like Han just got up there and... Or Han got up there and just got loose. Oh, sorry, Mar.
Oh, man.
That's the thing. Like I was saying, this place is just so hard to get the power down. And if you come in the corner a little too hot, you're pretty much guaranteed to wreck it.
Just stinks that everybody was coming off that corner and just get squeezed into a blender as he came bouncing off the fence out of 4.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go here. Oh, man, I took out...
I mean, Clinton Engel literally had nowhere, nothing to do.
That took
nothing
out a
to do
lot
with
of
it,
good
and
cars.
just got destroyed. Cruz Cadell absolutely destroyed. Matt Kocher destroyed. I mean, this is awful. Lancaster goes around. It's just massive. I can't believe how many cars it ended up it affected.
Just about the whole field.
Joe Dutch had massive damage, man. I mean, Mogard, Tuckness, Dakota Ehrman back in the back. He got hurt.
Whitaker got torn up pretty bad on that. I mean, it'd just be easier to say who didn't get demolished on this one.
Well, that's an early one.
I see Christensen still in this one. He could be a heavy hitter late in this thing. He and I had a really good battle at Charlotte last week.
If the whole thing ends up being like this, all you got to do to be a heavy hitter at the end of this one will be having 4 fenders on it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Torres got through there pretty clean.
I'd be nervous to make a pit stop at any point tonight and put myself back in the Hornet's nest. How important are tires going to be here? Can you hang on to track position on old stuff?
You can hang on to it on pretty old stuff. because this track uses different tire compound than the typical NASCAR tracks do. These here are they're pretty tough, so you can pretty much go majority of this thing without having to worry about it. Especially if they keep wrecking behind you and you keep getting heat cycles.
That's fair. Pace car's off once again. Engel ahead of the group. Kind of weird. But Quentin Warman back to the gas, back to the green flag, and back to the lead. Justin Smith through to second. Daryl Hahn just has to settle for third. Do you think the pole sitter's a little frustrated early on in this thing? 2 restarts and he's just going backwards?
Just a smidge. I mean, you got a good bit of time, you know, obviously left in this race. Just kind of keep your head about you and keep on trying to take them off.
Yeah, but at a place like this, man, it can be frustrating.
Agonizing is the term you're looking for there, brother.
It's just so hard to pass. You losing positions on the restart. It'll be so infuriating for him if he gets through to second and then a yellow flag flies again, because you're basically guaranteed to lose second on a restart.
Yeah, but you also... Oh, we got another yellow.
Well, maybe he'll be able to gain the position this time with the yellow flag flying. Not quite sure who made a mess.
Cody Kinsey got turned around. Yeah, that's the thing about this place. He dove it in there deep. You cannot dive it in here deep. As soon as you do, the back end comes around on you, and you're guaranteed for a spin.
You know a lot about not diving it in deep, don't you?
Unfortunately, yeah. I had to get nerfed somehow.
Nerf or nothing.
Yeah, it's really easy to get yourself into a big slide here.
Oh boy.
We've just begun.
We're only 10 laps into the B Open, folks.
The chaos will ensue.
Cruz Cadell already calling it quits. Not too surprising, he was involved in that first big one. I imagine the damage was just too much to overcome. Not really too much time here under yellow to get your damage repaired.
I mean, they rat it out pretty soon, you know. At this rate, the whole field will be down here fixing damage. The pace car will be out here running
that's a good point.
3 laps. Wonder what would happen to scoring if that happened.
I really don't know. I feel like it would just wait for you to come out of pit road and then, or it would run its specified amount of pace laps and then pull off the racetrack and wait for everybody else to come off of pit road. Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there's a way to break the game doing that. Might have to try it sometime.
Should we test it?
We should test it.
All right. Project will be a go after the stream tonight.
I think it might be nap time after the stream tonight. I'm getting old, man. You got to remember.
You act like you have a kid.
Yeah. That wakes up right around the time we finish this one up. Just because she wants to yell at Dad.
Maybe if we can get you screaming because of the action on the racetrack, we can get her to wake up just a little bit earlier so that you can put her to bed a little bit earlier.
Perhaps.
Math.
You're trying to get rid of me. That's what it is.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Why would I do that? Then I'd have to do this all by myself. And caution flags are tough by yourself.
You're not wrong. You do seem to like hearing yourself talk, though.
I do.
You're okay.
Why do you think I have all the impersonation voices?
Honestly, some of those are fire. We could start rifling those off right now. I'm sure.
No,
Darby won't have a panic attack watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, we're not throwing all the impersonations over the stream. That's for sure. I would love to. We're not going to.
So you're not a man of class. Got it.
Not tonight. It's only for special occasions.
Status update, they still haven't found Matt Coker's rear bumper or deck lid.
Well, as they still attempt to find that from Matt, we're getting ready to get restarted. Quentin Warman back to the gas. Not that big of a jump in third place. Does not get a good one at all. Daryl Hahn. You would think that he would be able to get through to second, but he's going to lose another spot on another restart. Our pole sitter, 3 restarts, and he's lost 3 positions.
I just don't think he was anticipating such a quick launch there from Warman. Since Warman went just about as soon as the pace car went in. It's hard to judge for that sometimes.
Oh, man. Daryl Hahn on the struggle bus, though. It's been tough for him in the early going. You put it on pole like that, you think you're fine and dandy. And the first couple starts just don't go your way. And now you're back in the pack.
Right now we have a good little battle for 11th. Caden Bullard diving it to the inside here of Jared Mogard. Gonna get the spot coming out.
Oh, third place. Way out of the groove, into the fence. Through 3 and 4. That was a huge error. That's the second time tonight we've seen the third place runner make a big error. That's going to be some damage. I believe that's Chase O'Brien. Sorry, no, it's Chris Horton in that 42 right there that's having the issues. He's got some right front damage too now.
As long as he's got the toe link straight, he should be all right. Not really going too fast enough to not to worry about drag here.
Christensen hanging on a 5th over O'Brien. He's trying to run down Chris Horton, the guy that we talked about has damage. Made that mistake from 3rd. He's going to be a sitting duck with that damage. I mean, that's going to start hurting as these tires start wearing.
It's so hard to keep up with the other cars when they're going down the front straightaway. Keeps pulling me on a pit road to the 5 or 6 that we got sitting on there.
Yeah, those early incidents have put us behind a little bit. We got a couple guys stuck down on pit road. Got a good battle up towards the front. 3rd place. Daryl Hahn trying to hang on.
Yeah, Horton is just absolutely hounding him.
Yeah, Horton got that damage, but he's been running fast laps time and time again. Starting to hound our pole sitter once again.
I think Hahn built a real fast car, but just for the short haul.
I don't know. It's only been short runs, and he's been awful.
Yeah, in qualifying sets only get you so far.
I don't know. Maybe his qualifying set's really good, and then he's got a long run set that we just haven't gotten to see yet.
I hope he picks it up.
Could be saving that rubber. You never know.
That's a fun process, setting somebody up for a pass here.
It really is, and we're going to give everybody the sights and sound of that with a little bit of a Ryco Rev It Up. You saw it live on Ryco Rev It Up. Dylan Murcott spinning it out, coming down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Didn't look like he had any major contact. Might have to get a replay on that. I could have missed it, but spinning sideways down the back straightaway. The caution looked like it might have came out before he actually started spinning, though, so I think something might have happened a little bit before that.
Right now we got the leaders coming down pit road. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
there was-
Murcott got into the back of AJ Gayer.
AJ just
Gayer
got
was sideways out of 2.
that's the thing. AJ just got loose coming out too, and it's so easy to do it here. So you got all this power, and you just don't have much track to put it down to.
Lancaster got destroyed in that.
Ugh. This day went from bad to worse.
Man.
Also, we had a handful of cars come down a pit there.
Not too surprising. 20 green flag 20 green flag laps or so, I should say.
Well,
On the tires, a lot of guys with damage that they still got to get fixed up. So not too surprising to see a lot of guys use this opportunity to come down and take 4 fresh tires. It looks like it's most of the field.
Yep, and Quentin Warman cycled back out as your race leader.
Looks like the top 8 stayed out.
I think these guys are caught behind the pace car, and they pit the second lap or something. Because your first half pit on the first lap, and I think the other guys just kind of came back in.
Oh, never mind. Okay, everybody did come down. My mistake. I was
it's
busy
fine.
looking at replays.
We were showing the replays. You're good.
I lost track.
It's okay, man. You don't suck. Calm down.
I do.
You're great, man. You're killing it up here. Who else is going to roast me like you do?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah, we got a little
Darby.
mental up here.
Darby would have to talk to roast me. And then, Taylor can't pick the mean options in video game dialogue sequences, so we know it's not going to be him.
Oh. That just leaves me.
No,
I'm the only one that can do it.
you got to do it, bro. And Nick just gives up halfway through saying something mean to you. Just,
He just can't commit.
you're such a piece of crap. I'm losing brain cells.
He just can't commit.
No,
Oh, we're gonna have an added lap, aren't we?
looks like it. And Hans worked his way back up to third.
Are we not gonna get an added lap? I'm very
No.
shocked. Whitaker was stopped for a long time, but we're not gonna get one. Quentin Warman coming back to the start-finish line. We're back under green.
Good clean start for Warman. So he's going to rifle down here into turn 1 with Smith on his rear bumper.
Oh, Hahn not able to get going. He's gonna fall back to third once again. Chris Horton
Whoa.
did not get that damage fixed up. The right front still hurting a little bit there, but he's making it work up to third.
Man, it looked like we were about to have another wreck there coming down the back straightaway.
Oh,
that
down
first
the front,
lap.
just about to say, oh, down into turn 1, somebody sideways.
Oh, yeah, we got a wreck.
Sliding it. He saved it, and we continue green.
And Ehrman with the ARCA brakes picking up 6 spots.
Holy cow. Cody Kinsey was all but wrecked down into turn 1, and he somehow hung on to that thing. And we've stayed under the green flag.
Thank you, Cody.
That was phenomenal.
10 points.
Kind of a single file conga line from third on back. That's what, to the 10th place spot? Yeah, everybody single file, third to 10th, and then a little bit of a gap. Chris Horton leading the train. Daryl Hahn, the pole sitter, still fighting back in fourth, not able to get up here and challenge these guys up front.
That's the thing, too, as edgy as these cars are right now, these guys don't really want to put themselves in any precarious positions. Right now, you just want to kind of ride around, let the guy in front of you make a mistake, and you jump on him when he's either trying to save it or knocks down the fence.
And it's important not to be so tucked up behind somebody whenever they knock down the fence that you go straight into the back of them.
Yeah.
It's tough to see that coming.
Running around this place is like driving these things on an ice skating rink.
Daryl Hahn starting to struggle in fourth place. Christensen looking to the inside, not able to get there, clips the apron a little bit. Doesn't get the drive off. Hahn just has not looked quick so far tonight.
No, he's going to want to go back and look at that thing, make some wholesale changes, come back quicker tomorrow.
To your point, he looked really good in qualifying, but so far in the race, he's just gone backwards. It's not like he's drifted all the way back, right? Still running in fourth, not looking terrible, but it just doesn't look like he's got anything in that thing to challenge the guy in front.
Yeah, no, and I think Han's one of those guys that kind of does it all himself too. So, it'll take some time to work on it. Come back with a better piece later.
And we still haven't gotten that long run. Maybe we get the long run and he comes alive.
Right now, Warman
Position
and
hold
Smith
for
are
now.
just gridlocked to each other here.
And they're
3
pulling
tenths
away.
back.
Christensen is struggling, man. He is trying everything he can to get past Han, but Han is parking it on the apex. Coming out of 2 and 4, and Christensen just has nowhere to go.
And Christensen's not really a super aggressive driver either from my experiences with him. So, he's not the first person that you'd think of that would actually try to move somebody out of the way unless you get really late in this thing. Or if he gets really fed up. I haven't seen him to that point yet, but you never know. We all break character at some point.
Especially with the line he's running, you got to think it's hurting Christensen's tires at least a little bit, but he's got to the inside, just barely coming down into 3, at least entitling himself to some space.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Han pinches him down low, still side by side, almost contact. Coming down to 1, Christensen trying to take the spot. Han pinching him as low as he can go. Still there on exit,
and loose on the
Christensen
bump.
loose.
That's the problem. You can't be on that bottom trying to make a pass coming out too.
He's
Oh, in the
in
doors.
too deep. Contact. Daryl Hahn has to hold on to it. Christensen still side by side, and that brings Williams into the fight, still side by side down into 1.
And how's that going to work out for Christensen here? Because Han can get pretty aggressive pretty quick. I think he's going to give him a little bump down. Yep, gives him a little bump going into 3. Christensen holds it, and he's going to hold the spot here. But now he's under fire.
Han back 2, back to 6.
And if you're Han right now, you're absolutely furious with everything that's gone on from the start of this thing to now.
Yeah, Christensen he drove it in a little bit too deep. He got loose off of 2, cost himself a chance at the spot, and then overdrove it in 3 and kind of used up Han to take the spot. I mean, we'll be honest. Han comes off worse. Everybody's fine, though. It's still green. So we'll just have to wait and see if Daryl Hahn's a little bit better on the long run, if he can come back at these guys.
Yeah, right now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at Williams there in 5th. He came from seemingly nowhere there to right back to the back bumper of Christensen, and he looks like he's got a pretty stout hot rod right now.
Yeah, Williams is looking fast. Christensen maybe a little on edge from his battle not too long ago against Daryl Hahn. He's got John Williams right behind him, breathing down his neck, trying to put him off, trying to take that 4th place spot.
Here we got old Joe Torres sneaking his way into the picture too.
Getting around a lap car here. A couple guys on the bottom side of the racetrack. Joe Dutch has been hurt since that first lap melee. Couldn't avoid it. Just tiptoeing around the top side of the racetrack, staying out of everybody's way.
Yeah, this is not
Williams
a fun
getting
place
by. Yeah, no, not at
to
all.
be. The position Joe Dutch is in right now, that's the worst position to be. Because it doesn't feel like there's a point in the run where you're not letting somebody go by once they start getting by you.
Yeah, once they get single filed out after a restart, it's just kind of no time to waste. You're just getting lapped every single lap by somebody, and it is ruthless. So I do feel for Dutch. It's a tough life, but he's gaining positions. Only 1 lap down, so he's still in this thing to get a decent finish, especially if we get that late race melee that we kind of think we're gonna get, right?
Oh yeah. Also, here's a question, man. Did both of my picks just die tonight? Joseph Square didn't even finish the last one.
I don't think he died after the first lap.
Yeah. We got Dakota running around here with looks like a stadium super truck.
Was it lap 1 for Dakota tonight too?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're ice cold tonight.
Yeah, we need Levine to start running again.
Whoo-wee. Sheldon, you need to get a little bit better at your picking.
Apparently. Need to start picking people I don't like.
My pick's leading the race.
Yeah, well,
Oh man.
you picking him's like saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, Jimmy Johnson's going to win this
Oh.
race.
Christensen was sideways. I mean, that's fair. John
Out
Williams
here
to the
picking the
inside of
one car.
Christensen. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Williams able to get by Christensen. Do you think he's going to be under fire from Daryl Hahn now? The guy that he
Well,
that he doored to get past.
it's got a black car with silver trim on it, GM Goodwrench stickers, and you moved it out of the way at a short track.
You're saying there's going to be some payback.
I'm just saying he didn't mean to wreck him. He's just trying to rattle his cage a little bit.
And look, there's a Dell Jr. one right behind it.
Yeah, but Torres is pretty calm guy.
But he's there to back him up.
Oh,
Got
he's
you,
there.
Dad.
Oh my God, I'm having flashbacks to our Talladega session.
Oh. Well, we'll see. What's Daryl Hahn gonna do? Is he gonna put the bumper to him?
He's being nice to him right now, but I also just think it's because he can't get to him. You can't really send it in here to get to a guy's bumper. As soon as you do, you're the one going around.
Yeah.
The
Be a
first
little
rule of
tough.
stock car racing. As
Learn how to wreck yourself. Or wait.
I think it was Atlantic Castle said Danica.
Yeah. Learn how to wreck someone without wrecking yourself.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. He's been patient so far, but he's starting to lose out on him. Actually, backing off from the back bumper.
No, I just don't think he really has anything for him. And right now, Warman's sneaking away to a 2-second lead.
Sneaky
Up front.
quick. Quentin Warman. Who would have thought?
Yeah, the one car.
Hey.
Hey, I think this Dale Earnhardt fella is going to be pretty quick.
Just because he's the heavy hitter of B Open, man. He comes in here week in, week out, puts on a show. Comes out here, looks like he's going to win every week, even if he doesn't. He's up in the top 2. So it's a safe pick. I'll give you that.
I've never seen a Piggly Wiggly.
What?
Yeah, is even still a thing?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them left. I used to go to one all the time as a kid.
Yeah, shoot, I haven't seen a single one in Virginia my entire life.
22.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Wrecked on the back straightaway. Caden Bullard has found the inside wall coming out of turn number 2. Looped that thing around. Nosed it into the end. Well, actually did not hit the fence. So Bullard's going to be okay, but he is going to lose the lap.
Oh. We know what cautions do. I wouldn't expect him to be a lap down for too long here.
They breed
What?
cautions.
Sir? Oh, he's going to spin on a yellow! Oh, never mind. This is a replay. I thought that was
Okay, we're going to go to caution or commercials so that Sheldon can soak in that embarrassment for a little while.
Hey. Okay, he has not wrecked under yellow.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split action. We got the B Open from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, working lap 71 of 130. Quentin Warman leading the way. Justin Smith second. Chris Horton side by side for third, looking to try to take it away. That's Joe Torres on the inside.
And Torres works his way up. Oh, he needs contact. Oh, they're in the wall.
Piggly Wiggly in the fence. We're still green.
That's not going to go over well.
No, not at all. Chris Horton slides down the running order, and his race car, I imagine it's hurt.
Yeah, that's the case. Getting in that corner too hot. We're on fresh tires. Everybody just, ran a couple laps around here, lost their rhythm. While they're under yellow.
Torres just slid it in there, man.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. And once you start it, there's nothing you can do. You're just along for a ride at that point.
There's an immediate apology from Joe. I don't know if Chris was hearing it too much. I don't think he was having it. I don't necessarily blame him. That was a tough move, and I mean, there was really no winners out of that.
Yeah, Horton heard a who there, that's for sure. Look, I'm a dad. Okay, I come by it.
Oh man, Dr. Seuss is in his blood.
Yeah. A few other things.
It's been nothing but green eggs and warm man up front.
I like that. That was good. Oh, the places you'll go, Edstrom.
Oh boy.
A tight battle here right now.
With a 42 wide once again, man. Yeah, Horton is just... I imagine he's hurt, man. I mean, he hit the outside wall pretty hard in 3 and 4 after getting slid. Got pinged into, then pinged the wall. We call that ping 1 and ping 2.
I think the anger that has probably taken over after that incident on the restart is probably outweighing the damage.
You didn't get that Seuss reference? That was sad.
I'm blonde, okay?
I was trying to continue the gag, but it just didn't. Chris Horton almost looked to the inside, thought better of it. The front two have taken off, by the way. I mean, it is not even close. Justin Smith and Quentin Warman are absolutely gone. Third place is 2.5 seconds back.
This battle right here is singled out a little bit. Maybe we're going to be starting to calm down back here. As Torres was high and wide, not necessarily handsome there.
Given the fact that you're normally wrong, I'm expecting there to be a crash in the next 5 laps.
I'm expecting the track to fall apart.
I don't know if that's possible on the sim.
Be interesting, wouldn't it? New dynamic.
I mean, you know what? If there's an invisible wall sticking out that grabs somebody, I'll count that.
Be cool playing dodgeball with chunks of concrete at Martinsville.
Oh, somebody's wall riding out of turn 2.
Look at what Ross Chastain did.
I don't know who it was, but somebody just rode the fence all around the exit of turn number 2. A little early for that. Those positions are not going to count. But man, it's a
big slide
hornet's
out of
nest.
13 there.
Daryl Hahn to the inside of Murcott. You said it was going to calm down, and I told you I thought that meant there's going to be a wreck pretty soon. I'm starting to think I might be right. Joe Torres and Jared Mogard on the outside. They bank doors before they come down to turn number 1. Torres already had a little bit of a moment earlier. Now that's on with Mogard. Oh, they're fine, but the 66 further back just about wrecked the thing. Able to hang on to it. Man, they're all fighting hard back here for 6 on back. 5th on back. Chase O'Brien that was sliding, that was able to save it.
Another big slide out of Torres there.
Oh, now that puts Torres under pressure from Daryl Hahn. Daryl Hahn to the inside.
The problem is the more he slides that thing out, the worse it's going to be the longer this stint goes on. Because there's nothing to chunk that right rear off.
Hahn not able to do anything. Mogard a little bit out of the groove. Torres not able to get to the back bumper. A little late on the brakes for Torres. Way to the outside in 3 and 4. Coming back down with the momentum. Not able to get anything out of the lead that Mogard has over him for 5th.
The uncanny valley from the grandstands, I tell you.
It's a heck of a view here, man. You can see everything. That's a heck of a camera angle we got there.
That is awesome. I wish all these tracks had that.
How long can Mogard hang on up here? I mean, I feel like Torres just a little bit quicker. Running a little bit higher line. Able to fend him off, but I feel like it's only going to last for so long.
I mean, look who's clicked back into this thing, though, too, at the same time. Hahn's really starting to put down some good laps and really in tight with Torres. Now, remember, Torres just about drove through him earlier.
And I think because Hahn is putting pressure on Torres, that's going to force... I think these guys... I mean, there's not going to be anything between them coming off of turn 2. Joe Torres almost to the inside. Mogard hangs on. Torres going to have to find another way by.
But since Torres was so low there, he couldn't commit to the throttle the same way that Mogard was. Even though Mogard was loose, Torres couldn't put it down to begin with.
A little tight further back. Chris Horton making his way back up through the pack after his little coming together on the restart. Surprised that there's not more damage to that thing, but he's fighting through. Back into 9th, looking to the outside for 8th. He doesn't get the right rear, so not going to get the spot for now.
Right now, Smith working his way closer to Warman here.
Yeah, trying to reel him in, working through lap traffic. Could be potential for something there. Still, 38 laps to go as we came across the line. So, I mean, still a good chunk of time left in this thing. If this thing runs green, then, well, who knows? Who knows who's better on the long run here? It'd be our first really, really long run of the night. Already 26 laps on this one, so we'd be eclipsing the 60 lap mark, I believe.
No. Yeah, right now, you got the classic Ryco versus Conti battle here.
Oh, Joe Torres!
Place.
Joe Torres sideways out of turn 4. Daryl Hahn to his inside.
That's the brake Hahn needed right there.
Oh, Cody
I don't
Horton
know if he's going to be able to do it.
Cody Horton almost lost it out of turn 2.
And pounding the wall down, too.
Daryl Hahn slides it back in on the inside of 3 and 4. Gets a good run. Trying to pull Torres back all he can. Trying to dive down deep into turn 1 and 2. Daryl Hahn, though, coming out of the corner. Not able to get the run coming out of 2 that he needs.
Yeah, it's just so hard there on the bottom. Even though Torres had such a big moment where he got just about dead sideways. Since he was up top, he was able to defend it, and it's just there's nothing you can really do on that bottom. The bottom is so difficult here. Like, it takes a master to get around that.
You need a huge mistake from somebody. And that was a pretty major one from Torres. And it still wasn't enough for Daryl Hahn to capitalize. You could say maybe he wasn't close enough. Maybe if Hahn was a little bit closer, whenever Torres made that mistake, he'd be able to get to the inside and complete the pass down to 1 immediately. But you would think I mean, just a tenth of a second, just a couple car lengths, and that was too much for Daryl Hahn to overcome.
Yeah, it's just so hard to get the power down there on the bottom. It's just there's not much you can do. You need that guy to pretty much slide up a lane and a half and hit the wall or something for you to be able to get it done. And Torres is, not the kind of guy that'll make that much of a mistake. I mean, I say that, and we'll watch him spin going into turn 1 here.
That could definitely happen. I mean, at this racetrack, I wouldn't be surprised. Torres did make that mistake earlier, that hip check.
Yeah, but he was really lucky he had somebody on his outside there, because otherwise he was going for the long slide.
Yeah, that's true. He would have gone a long ways and probably chewed up those tires pretty good, too. He still did lose a couple spots, I believe. Looking to the inside of Mogard here. Mogard might be starting to struggle.
Really grateful for Horton, I can promise you that.
Yeah, that feeling is probably not mutual. Horton a little bit further back in the 9th place spot.
Torres is absolutely hounding Mogard right now, though.
And Tuckness behind him is driving it in so deep into the corner, trying to make up time any way that he can. Trying to get into this battle. Not able to do it. Hahn loose out of 2.
It's breathtaking when they get loose there, because it is so easy to overcook it when you come out there and just... It's like it glues you straight to the inside wall.
Michael Whitaker, lap car a little bit further back, did the same thing out of turn number 4 last time by. Hahn looking to the inside of Torres this time out of 4. Torres left the door open. Not open enough. Closes it out of 4. That's a good run. Not able to get close to Mogard, though.
Oh, big slide out of Torres again, coming out turn 4 there.
Oh,
Hahn gives him the bumper.
He's trying everything he can, man. It's just not enough. He can't do it to his own son.
No, absolutely not. With lessons learned from his father.
We could get a really good visual of him absolutely junking him at some point. If he does get a little frustrated. 24 laps to go at the line for these guys.
These three just cannot get away from each other no matter what they do.
Yeah, a track that's just about impossible to pass. Whenever the running order gets a little jumbled, you can have some really tight battles where guys just cannot really stretch their legs and really push their maximum pace. I think Torres might be just a little bit quicker than Mogard, and Hahn is just a little bit quicker than Torres, and they are just all stuck in a bunch.
I think Hahn's kind of getting to that point, though, where his tires are starting to go off. I've noticed the past couple laps he's been really falling back from the rear end of Torres, where he was, hounding him. He's kind of getting him a little bit of a bubble here.
And he's really having to use it up on entry. Tells me he's using a lot of brakes, driving the car deeper into the corner, probably having to use a little bit more tire, hurting him a little bit more.
Yeah. If you, use up a little bit more brake, then use up a little bit of that back bumper of the car in front of you, it's going to be a straight shot to get by him.
Torres got a little loose out of 4 that time, though. Hahn trying to use that to his advantage. Can he finally get to the inside, make a move? Slides a little bit himself, not able to do it. Use the bumper, Dale. Oh, Torres.
Torres going to get out of the way here. He got loose. He's going to get down on the bottom, see if he can get by him. Hahn's gotten by him.
I'm surprised he just got out of the way.
It's a smart decision, man. You've had him hounding you for a long time. You know he's kind of upset from how his race is going. Let him go by. See if you can't get by that guy you guys got in front of you.
Oof. 18 laps to go. Let's see if they can go and run down Jared Mogard. I think it's gonna be a tough task, man. Not too many laps left. We've seen how hard it has. It's been for Daryl Hahn to pass. I don't think this one's gonna be any easier.
Yep, but if you're Mogard too, at the same time, you see that guy in your mirror, it's a different car behind you, and you know that guy started up front, so you know he's got speed. You know, and that big black, Goodwrench Chevrolet behind you, might be playing some head games.
Credit to Mogard, though. Started 19th, running in the 5th place spot. Really good night.
Attrition and skill goes a long way here.
However he may have done it, he's running up in the top 5. Jared Mogart, round of applause. Good to see Mogart having a good run, regular in the B Open series. See him week in, week out.
Ooh.
So nice to see him up
Big
here.
slide in front of the leader there.
Oh,
Caution's out. We got a yellow.
Wrecked out of 4. Joe Torres, I believe.
Oh, man.
Yep, Joe Torres has junked it out of turn 4.
Oh, he's running so good, too, man. He's out.
Oh, man, he had a good finish locked up.
There you go. Just overcorrect. And head on into that one. I bet you that popped the motor out of it.
Well, that throws a wrench into the end of this one. We're going to use this opportunity to take our final commercial break of the racing action. Be sure to stay with us. We got the finish of this one on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the finish of tonight's Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split B Open from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Quentin Warman has led just about the whole thing. Can he keep it up down into turn number 1 on the restart? 9 laps to go. Justin Smith.
Oh, huge slide from
pounding.
Han. Han
Oh,
sideways in 3 and 4.
sideways.
Is it going
He's
to bring
off
out a
the
yellow?
racetrack. He's off the racetrack. Somehow that's enough apron that it's going to stay green. Quentin Warman still in the race lead. Justin Smith trying to run him down.
Terrible loss for Han there.
Hasn't
Right
had
now,
a great night, and it just goes from mediocre to
Oh, we
worse.
got a
And the
yellow.
yellow flag is out. Joe Torres.
Again?
Out of 2, just looped it.
I mean, he's got a torn up car and cold tires. That's a pretty rough combo.
Well. Meow. Meh.
Yeah, just driving upset and some tore up stuff, and you just got the throttle a little too quick there.
Yep.
Easy to do.
Talk about from bad to worse. That was from worse to terrifying or terrible.
Had such a good night going early, and just everything kind of fell apart on him after that.
Couldn't tell you how many races I've had like that, man. You know, you feel like you're going good, maybe overachieving a little bit, and then you just make one mistake, and it compounds immediately after, and then you're just completely done. It's not a good feeling.
It just takes nothing to tiptoe into that threshold, you know?
It really doesn't. I mean, it's pretty easy to get into.
One slight miscalculation of the throttle, and it's over.
That's kind of what we're going to see on this restart, too. We're going to have what? It might be a natural green-white checkered. One little slip on this restart could open the door for Justin Smith. Quentin Warman has led just about the whole thing. This looks stout, but you never know on these restarts. Slow rolling restart. No restart zone, so a little bit different than what we're used to. It's going to happen. Who's it going to be, Sheldon? I feel like the easy pick is Quentin Warman, and that's what I'm sticking with. That was my pre-race pick.
I think Jeff in the iRacing pace car is looking pretty stout right now.
You think
He's
so?
he's holding a pretty wheel on that trimmed out hot
many
rod
more-
of his.
How many more times do you think he's going to come out this race?
That's a good question. Once more, at least.
Ooh, no faith on the green white checkered.
No faith.
Wow. Sad.
No, you got a 2-lap restart here. Got all these cars bunched up. You guys are going to think it's fish in a barrel. They're going to go out and try and get it. And that fish in a
We
barrel
have a
is
possibility
actually
of 4.
that fish in a barrel is actually connected to a bear.
This is a natural green white checkered, so we do have a possibility of 4 tonight. Are we going to have to use them? Sheldon's thinking we're going to have to at least dip our toes into them. Coming to 2 laps to go this time. Quentin Warman on the inside. Justin Smith on the outside. Seth Christensen trying to follow through on the inside of the second row. Quentin Warman to the green flag. It's pretty tight between the two. Down into turn number 1. Justin Smith with a heck of a restart. Quentin Warman up the racetrack through 1 and 2. Dives it back down. He clears them off at 2.
That was a heavy second. We got a car spinning on the back straightaway. It looks like Horton.
Yeah, massive impact. Huge restart.
Oh,
from
and
Justin
Ehrman.
Smith. Almost took it, but there were some huge hits on the back straightaway. Chris Horton out of the race car.
Dakota strung himself back up there just to get taken out on a green-white checkered. Rough.
Yeah, Murcott and Horton came together. Horton maybe drifted a little bit wide, maybe a little bit of netcode contact. Horton ping-pongs off the fence, just clips. I mean, just clips Dakota Ehrman. Dakota's way down the racetrack, though. I don't really know why he was so low himself. He got a little loose off of 2. If he didn't get loose off of 2, he doesn't get collected. But unfortunately, he got loose and got clipped. Down into the fence he goes. 66 got damaged as well.
I mean, you're also, once you get loose coming off the corner, you can't really make many course corrections here.
Yeah,
So once you
Chase
get that
O'Brien
tire
was the other
overheated,
one.
you're gone. If you try to jerk it to the right, you're going to be spinning into 3. He was probably anticipating that, wasn't anticipating that car to bounce off the wall back at him.
You're not wrong about that. You can't correct it too quick. If you do that, you're fencing it to the right, and you're probably destroying about the 3 or
6
4
7
cars
other
behind
cars.
you. Yeah, I mean you're hurting a lot of people.
But it's like we were
Dakota's
just
not
talking.
happy. Dakota's not happy in the text chat. Seems to be a recurring theme. All right, well, Sheldon, you were right. We're under another pace car. We're under another yellow.
We
You had
might
it
not be
pegged.
done, but I'm not going to say anything.
But we got a possibility. We got a possibility of 4 total. We've already used 1, so we got 3 more on offer for us. How many are we using?
We could use another one. Another one.
You're scaring me.
I just
Come on,
know the
everybody's got
series.
everybody put some heat in their tires. Maybe they'll be okay this time.
Brother, I just know the series I made.
Oh, man.
I
The
think
voice chat always
Dakota's,
gets lively at the end of these things whenever you get into green, white checkers. You know, a lot of people are already pissed off.
I think Dakota's going to slap me for telling him to run this one.
Yeah, he's probably not too happy. He's had a rough night since lap 1, right?
Yeah, he had a bad one last race too.
Oh, man.
Same kind of deal.
Jared Mogart up to 3rd.
Yeah, Mogart's been looking pretty good tonight. He's been a good sleeper, that's for sure. Not too many big mistakes out of him. You know, got used up a little bit early in the race, but has just kind of worked his way through it.
What can Mogart do on the restart from the inside of the second row? Last restart, Justin Smith hung on the outside of Warman. Can he do it again? Can he put Warman to the test once again? Second green, white checkered. Quentin Warman back to the green. This is much better from Warman this time. Easily up to first. Mogart looked to challenge for second, but instead it's contact for third. Christensen gets doored, and they might be side by side still off the corner. Oh,
another slide.
spinner.
Good save.
Oh, but he bangs doors. Huge contact going into 3. Everybody keeps it straight, and we're at the white flag, but there was huge contact.
Now here's the question. Does Smith ride around in the tire tracks, or does he use the bumper? Does he even
Coming
have the
down to
opportunity
3.
to? Doesn't look like it.
Coming down to 3, Quentin Warman's got the lead. Is Smith too far back? It looked like it's not
Absolutely.
meant to be. Quentin Warman off of 4 is going to win from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
What a dominating performance for Warman. Flag to flag. Well-deserved win.
Classic mayhem on a restart like you would expect at the end of one of these things, but we only had to use 2 of our 4 green, white checkers. And Quentin Warman is declared the winner here from Nashville.
All right, let's see how Tech treats him.
I think they're going to be okay. They're
think I
typically
would.
pretty lenient.
Thank God there's no post-race tech on here.
Oh, and he saves his back end right there, too. Holy cow.
Look at that nose lifting off there while he's burning it down.
We'll see those post-race burnouts. We're going to go to our final commercial break of the evening, and then we're going to jump back in and hopefully have some post-race interviews for you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Monday night top split. We just finished the B Open, so we're done for the night. We're going to jump through our post-race results and then interview our race winner, which was Quentin Warman, led just about flag to flag. Justin Smith in second, Seth Christensen third, John Williams in fourth, Jared Mogard rounds out the top five with Dylan Murcott in sixth, Daryl Hahn seventh, Michael Whitaker eighth, Scott Wise in ninth, and Cody Kinsey in 10th.
In 11th place, you have Jonathan Tuckness with a decent recovery from a rough start to this thing, followed by Chase O'Brien, Caden Bullard, Cody Ehrman rounds out, goes and finishes 14th. Chris Horton rounds out your top 15. Followed by him, you got Joe Torres with a heartbreaking finish for how he ran all race. Followed by Joe Dush, AJ Gayer, Mitchell Lancaster, and Matt Coker. 115 laps down, rounds out your top 20.
21st was Brendan Marr with Clinton Engel in 22nd, and Cruz Cadell rounded out the 23-car field. Next up, we're going to pull up Quentin Warman, and we're going to talk to our race winner here tonight from the Nashville Fairground Speedway. Quentin, we seem to talk to you week in, week out. You're a very common occurrence in the booth for the B Open. Seem to be a pro at these things. Did you expect to lead basically flag to flag tonight?
Not really, because I knew there was going to be a lot of strategy involved because of how many yellows would be coming out. And, surprisingly, there was actually a lot of green runs. I expected it to be a really big wreck fest, but we actually got a couple, 40, 50 lap runs in. It was actually way more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it definitely helped us have something to talk about in the booth. We had some good racing action. Talk about the difficulty to pass. I know you're up front, so maybe you couldn't really talk about it too much. But how tough was it even, getting around like lap traffic, for instance? It seemed like it was a very one groove racetrack, and even if you got to the inside of somebody, you probably weren't going to pass them.
Yeah, getting around lappers, it all depends on if they let you by or not. But if they don't let you by, it's really not that hard to pass them most of the time. But passing on the inside is a pretty big challenge because of those two giant bumps on the exit of the corners.
Yeah, we were seeing people struggle with passing all night, so I figured I'd inquire about that a little bit. But Quentin, congrats on bringing home the trophy tonight. Who do you have to thank?
As always, I have to thank everyone at Ryco for all they do. All the cars are really fast this week, and I got to thank y'all for putting on the broadcast every week.
Well, thank you, Quentin. We appreciate you, and congratulations once again for winning yet another race in the B Open Series. I imagine you're pretty close to the championship lead, so we wish you well, and hope you can pull that through.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, that was Quentin Warman, our race winner here tonight from Nashville. Really good race, pretty clean, but like you said, compared to what I expected, it was honestly a lot cleaner than what I would have thought from a short track race. Sheldon, what do you think?
I thought it was a pretty good race. Aside from the stuff that you expected to see here, people getting loose in and people getting loose out, it's just such a tricky track to drive, and I think these guys did a really good job of holding it together for the majority of this thing. A lot of guys got hurt and didn't get the results that I think they deserved, but it's the nature of the beast when you come here.
Well, from the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. congratulations to Michael Conti and Quentin Warman for winning the races from Gateway and Nashville. I forgot the first race, man. Gateway just is not a, it doesn't stick in your memory. But I've been Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Adkins and Taylor Burris behind the production cameras tonight, filling in for Darby. We will see you next time on the grid.